Why are America's closest allies suddenly hesitant as Donald Trump pushes for stronger action in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical choke points in the world? Key partners are not rushing to line up behind him. As a matter of fact, what are they saying? Absolutely not. In fact, some are quietly pulling back. So, what's really going on, you ask? Is this about strategy, politics, or trust? Let's break it down. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important waterways on the planet. Roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this narrow corridor between Iran and Oman. Any disruption here doesn't just affect one region. It can send global energy prices skyrocketing overnight. That's why the US has long treated the strait as a strategic priority, often working with allies to ensure it remains open and secure. Donald Trump has signaled a tougher stance when it comes to protecting shipping routes and countering threats in the region. His approach leans heavily on strong deterrence, increased military presence, and calls for allies to share more of the burden. On paper, that might sound straightforward, but in practice, it's totally impossible. It's actually creating hesitation because people are saying, I'm not going to put my soldiers in harm's way. You go and put your soldiers in harm's way. We are not doing it. We are not there. Yes, we will defend. We believe in defending our people and our soldiers, but we are not going to put them in the lion's den. Definitely not. There isn't just one reason. It's a combination of several concerns. Fear of escalation. Many U.S. allies worry that a more aggressive posture could provoke a wider conflict, particularly with Iran. World War III, we say, European nations in particular tend to favor diplomacy over confrontation in this region. Trust and coordination issues. Some allies are cautious about how decisions are made and communicated. Multinational security efforts rely heavily on coordination, and when allies feel out of sync, they are less likely to commit fully. Leaders we're talking about domestic political pressures. Leaders in Europe and elsewhere face public skepticism about military involvement abroad. Joining a US-led effort when they were not even informed of the effort in a volatile region isn't always popular at home. Many countries maintain complex economic relationships in the region, including ties with Iran. Taking a hardline stance could jeopardize trade, energy deals, or diplomatic channels. Trump's repeated call, they're talking about burden sharing debate now. Trump's repeated call for allies to pay more and do more have been a sticking point. While some agree in principle, others see it as a shift away from traditional alliance dynamics, and that creates friction. What we're seeing here is more than just a disagreement over one policy. It reflects a broader shift in how global alliances operate. The US is still a dominant force, yes, but allies are increasingly making independent calculations based on their own risk, politics, and priorities. And as you can see, what happened? The GCC countries, every single one of them got hit because they have US bases there. So at some point you see, is this making sense for my country and my people, for Iran to blow up our country just because US want to have a base there? And that is where the shift lies. And in a place as sensitive as the Strait of Hormuz, even small differences in strategy can have major consequences. So the question isn't why allies are hesitating or saying outright no. It's whether this hesitation signals a deeper change in global cooperation and what that means for future crises. Because when it comes to protecting one of the world's most vital shipping lanes, unity matters. Trust matters. And if the other nations cannot trust what the US is saying and that they will defend them, then eventually it's not going to work, right? So guys, please continue to listen to Status Check, where we bring you the news, where it is consistent, and we want you to know what is going on. So see you in the next one.